What inspires change? What motivates us? It's what's inside that moves us. What moves you? Get the Scion story at Scion.com.
The Guam Solid Waste Authority was created to take over once the job of building the Luzon landfill and closing the Ordot dump was done. But for now, the federal receiver, GBB, is still in the driver's seat, calling all the shots. However, the Solid Waste Authority Board of Directors has been appointed and confirmed, and they meet regularly every month to monitor the federal receiver's progress. What that board heard at their monthly meeting this morning, they didn't like.
I wanted to put on the record and address it with the receiver that, I'd like to see more information. Their response has been, well, we submit that information to the court on a quarterly basis, and after it gets submitted to the court, then us as the board can see it. And
is that satisfactory?
Not to me.
The debt service on GovGuam's landfill bond is nearly $16 million every year. According to the governor's chief policy advisor, Arthur Clark, the Solid Waste Authority, now under the federal receiver's control, is supposed to reimburse GovGuam for that debt service from the fees it collects from its customers. Clark, who sat in on this morning's meeting, says that the Solid Waste Authority is only reimbursing GovGuam $4 million of the $16 million it must pay the bondholders every year.
Of the almost $16 million that the government of Guam is paying out, the Solid Waste Authority is only reimbursing about $4 million. So they're running about $11 to $12 million short on an annual basis.
To cover that $11 to $12 million annual debt, GovGuam must either dip into the general fund or the trash collection fees have to be raised.
In order to pay for the landfill as it is designed and operating today, rates will have to go up. If the government decides, no, I'm going to take $15 million out of the general fund every year, $15 million that I'm not going to spend here, I'm not going to spend there, I'm going to spend it on the landfill, then the rates can stay the same.
Clark says that the receiver is already anticipating a 50% increase in collection rates, which for commercial customers would mean a jump in trash collection fees from $150 now to $225 a month, and residential customers would see their monthly fees surge from roughly $30 now to $45 monthly. Such a jump would still only cover 75% of the annual debt service to pay off the landfill bond.
So everybody's rates are going to go up by 50%. Per the receiver, the plan has always been that with these rate increases, that would only cover 75% of the debt service. There was never part of the plan, I guess the plan was never intended to increase the rates to the point that the GovGuam was able to pay the debt service on the bond that it floated to run this whole operation.
Are you saying that $45 a month?
Could the potential for going up to $45 a month after 3 years, if this particular rate schedule is adopted? Now the question is, who's responsible for making sure for asking for this rate increase?
I have a concern that there's a need for a rate increase. The receiver has 3 to 4 times already increased that rate. And at today's meeting, he disclosed that he felt that it was in the legislature and the governor's responsibility now to increase the rate further. I don't agree with that.
What do you think, Sean?
I think the receiver needs to increase the rate if that's required.
Most people would agree that the receiver's done a good job with improving the system. Of course, there's been a lot of money involved in improving the system, but there's a debt service to be paid, and it's increased as of January 1st of this year to approximately $15 million. So that money has to come from somewhere. And that's the question we have to ask ourselves is, how's that going to be paid? By the user? By the government of Guam? There's a big price tag, that comes with this. I'm not sure what people were thinking if they thought that this new landfill and everything was all self-sufficient, but apparently it's not, and that's what we're finding out now.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.